moving the needle. So moving the needle is the idea of pushing forward, doing things that pushes you in a better position than you were yesterday. So moving the needle is this. No, first, let me explain what not moving the needle is. Not moving the needle is constantly making pros and cons lists, weighing out pros and cons of a certain topic, of a certain action, and not doing anything that makes you understand or get more information to make a better decision. In other words, you can make the best logical explanation for both sides of a certain action that you want to take or avoid, and that's about it. But at the end of the day, you kind of need to understand that you need to do something in order to truly understand which of the two sides of the comparison makes the best sense for you. And how do you measure that, right? How do you measure moving the needle? How do you measure something benefiting you, both positive and negative? So this is the part where I want to talk about positive impact. Positive impact in life is essentially benefit that you get out of, whether it be money, whether it be health, whether it be food, whether it be materials, etc. There's a lot of things that I can list out here and that can potentially overlap, but the idea is that how does that benefit you? Does it change your environment? Does it change your way of thinking? Does it change your finances, etc.? And the negative way is simple. And the negative way is that do you feel you have the intuition just like, oh shit, like this is not it. Right? You ever get a feeling where you're in a certain area, I don't want to be here, or you're talking to a certain person or this person? There's stuff like that. Like it impacts you negatively on an instinctual level. And also the same thing is true, but on the other side that I mentioned for positive benefits for a person, the opposite is true for the negative. Does it cost you more than what you benefited from it? Does it take a toll on your body or mental stability, right? And this is important because it affects you in the long run, right? In the short term, something you may endure something, but it's unstable if it tips away at your money, at your dignity, at peace, etc., etc., etc. But all of this is in the name of moving the needle. Moving the needle is the concept of just keep going, not staying in a certain situation, reaching your goals, doing certain tasks that reaches you. To put it in context, I'll give an example. The example that comes to mind is simple. I want to talk about my car. My car is old. My car is very old. It has 270,000 miles, but I think I'm barely breaking into its average life. And how does this affect, or how does this relate into the topic that I'm trying to talk about? Well, because let's talk about move the needle. Moving the needle is simple in this case when it comes to my car. Moving the needle for me is making sure that my car outlasts me. Right? I want this car to still outlive me or whatever. And I will achieve that by this. Regular maintenance, by changing the oil, engine, transmission oil, replacing parts, doing preventative maintenance is essentially what I'm trying to say here. And that moves the needle in terms of making sure my car will outlast or live for a longer time, right? And so what doesn't move the needle? What doesn't move the needle is doing research on what to do when, what kind of oil you should buy, what kind of part brand that you want to buy and to install in your car. Car washes are fine. It preserves the paint. It makes it look good when you're rolling down the street. My 6'4". The idea is, what is the main goal? What is the main purpose? And what certain tasks can you do to achieve that goal? And of course, there are other tasks that you can do that's more on like the research investigative side that doesn't really necessarily impact your main goal, right? Because me doing research on the car doesn't necessarily directly contribute to the lifespan of my car, but of course it benefits. But there's a sense of diminishing return in this argument, right? Like I can only investigate or do research for so long where okay, I know enough, I can't get more information even if I even tried, or if I do more investigation it may cost me more than the value I get from the information itself. And so what is the when do I stop doing research and start taking action, right? And I think that's the best way to phrase. I think this is the best way to say, another best way to say moving the needle, taking action right towards it. What is the best way to go from point A to point B and the certain tasks that feed toward pushing yourself from A to B? And so that's the topic for today, fellas. I hope you liked it. All I want to talk about today is just moving the needle. Very easily do we forget that, hey, like we can do a lot of studying, we can do a lot of reading. That at the end of the day, it's all about taking action. It's very important to have that call to action statement in whatever you want to do, because it's how you get things done. And that's the thing that I've been trying to do in my own life, just getting things done. Right? I had an issue with the car the other day. The window was being whacked and it wasn't going up and down. And so the very next day I had to take action because it's about to get hot. I don't want to be stuck in traffic with the window up and now be, you know, just sweating, dying inside the car, getting dehydrated. And so the very next day, I went to the auto parts store, got everything that I needed. I saw something, I saw something else that was broken, and I had to go to a shop to get it fixed. You know, all this stuff that you just have to do just because you have to get it done. And so I think that's the best way of me ending this conversation. You know, getting things done, get up and go at it, move the needle, take the action that leads you to your